So now let's talk about generating fire effects and other type of effects inside of Cinema 4D. So in order to do that, first of all, I'm going to bring in some objects right here. So I'm going to go to create and I'm going to go to materials right here, and I'm going to create a new pyrocluster material. So the process is similar to how you create a smoke. So I'm going to go to create, and then in the material, I'm going to bring a pyrocluster volume tracer as well. So I got two of them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in an environment. So I'm going to go over here, bring in an environment, and then I'm going to bring in a particle such as an emitter. So I'm going to just turn this around on 90 degrees, just like this. So I'm just going to turn around the axis right here. So let me just select this out, and over here, let me go to the coordinate, turn this around and turn it 90 degrees. So now the particles are actually going upwards, just like this, as you can see. So now I need to make it more like a fire. So I'm going to go on to the emitter right over here, and I'm going to go to the particle, and then I'm going to make the lifespan not around 150, but maybe around 20 frames over here. So let's see how this looks out now. So around 20 frames, it'll stop. So that's stopping emission. I want it to continue all the way on to 90 frames, but I need to reduce its lifespan. So birth rate editor and the renderer editor is okay. I'm going to change the renderer editor to 20, and then I'm going to rinse out the lifetime right here, which is going to be 20 frames. So now if I were to go over here and press the play button, you can see that it's only till here. So similar to how fire works like. I can also increase the speed. So I'm going to increase the speed up to 300 centimeters, and it'll be more just like this, as you can see. So more like a fire. And then maybe I want it to do a variation a bit and so forth. So once you get the desired type of an output, you can bring in the pyrocluster as a material onto the emitter, just like this, and then bring this one, the pyrocluster, onto the environment. So if I were to render this out now, so if I were to press play, you'll be able to see smoky like effect. So this is how you basically create smoke right here. But in case you want to create a fire, so I'm going to stop rendering. I just press escape. So I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to change this onto a lower resolution right here, something like around 320 by 2, right? So that it's faster to render. So if I were to render this now, you'll be able to see that a smoky type of particle is being generated, just like this. So now what I need to do is I need to change this into fire. So I'm going to go into pyrocluster, just double click on it, and over here under settings right now it's user. So you're supposed to select the color. But if you were to expand this, you can see that there's fire right over here. And you want to convert the parameters. I'm just going to say yes. And now if I were to render this out, if I were to press the play button, you'll be able to see that you get a fiery effect just like this. So you got the fire effect, and now what I can do is I'm just going to render this out. So I'm going to select a range from around 30 to around 70 frames right here. So let's render out and see how this looks like. So if I were to press the play button, don't want to save it, so just want to render it out, and let's see how that looks like. So I'm going to fast forward the process. So now it has been rendered, and if I were to press the play button right here, you can see that it's been rendered, and this is how fire looks like. So now let's look at the other effects that we can actually try out by using this. So in order to do that, I'm going to go into settings and just set the frame range to single. So I'm just going to go for current frame right now. So over here, in order to change it, I can double click over here, and here you can see fire. So there's other things like volcano over here as well. So once I do that, you get a different effect. So if I were to render this out now, you get a volcano like effect. So you can see that you get a different effect now. So it's rendering. So this is a volcano like effect. Now if I were to render out a different thing, so this is a volcano. You can render clouds as well. So now it's more like a smoky type of an effect. And there you go, there is the cloud which is actually being rendered out, as you can see. So you can try this out. I'm just going to press no because it takes a bit of a render time right there. And you can also render out steam like here, so which is a bit of a different color right there. You can render out smoke, which we did last time, and everything else, as you can see. So you can select anything like fireball, there you go, and it has a different effect. If I were to add in something like a physical sky, let's see how that actually looks like. So if I were to render this out, then I'm just going to fast forward this so that it speeds up. And this is how it looks like, as you can see. So you got something like an explosion going on right over here. And all of these can be animated. So that is how you can create the fire effects and other type of effects inside of Cinema 4D. Hope you guys learned something as always. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.